Hi, I'm Scott Ramsey, naturalist at Wood Lake Nature Center, and I'm here to tell you about a new resident in Richfield, the coyote. Coyotes are extremely beneficial to the urban ecosystem. They control rodent populations, goose populations, which is really important to us here at Wood Lake, as that has saved thousands of taxpayer dollars controlling geese here in the Nature Center. They control rabbit populations as well as raccoon populations, which is good for all of the urban ecosystem. But occasionally these shy creatures get habituated to humans. Now you can see it's a very small animal. Adult males get to only about 30 pounds and about 18 inches in height. So if you see one of these animals near your yard, don't be afraid. They are shy. They should be afraid of you. But occasionally they do become very bold. The more they see humans, the more they get used to humans or habituated to humans, and they can be attracted to your yard. We're next going to find out different ways that you can make your yard unattractive to the coyotes if you don't want them in your yard. People with pets are more susceptible to coyote visits because of bowls of pet food and water being left outside, and you should be very careful with your pets not to leave them unattended in your yard, especially at night. Coyotes do attack and kill and eat small pets. So bring your water dishes and bowls inside. Do not leave any pet food outside that would attract a coyote. Also, if you have bird feeders in your yard, consider bringing the bird feeders in as well. Bird feeders, or even stop bird feeding for a while until the coyote is no longer coming to your yard. The seed actually is attractive to coyotes, as well as the animals that eat the seed. You'll attract more squirrels, mice, rabbits, which is exactly what the coyote is hunting for. If the coyote continues to visit your yard, then consider making the yard more inhospitable for them. Coyotes like dark and quiet. So if you can light up your yard using spotlights, clamp-on spotlights like this, or backyard yard lights, leave them on so that the yard is fully illuminated. Even put them at places where you know the coyote visits, because they are habitual. They will come in to yards in the same kind of places. Put a bright light in that area and it will most likely keep the coyote away. If you use the light in conjunction with sound, put a radio out in the yard on talk station or music, but talk stations work best, as loud as you can stand it and your neighbors. Then that also deters coyotes. They don't like light, they don't like sound, especially human voices, and that should keep them away. Another deterrent for coyotes is they have a very keen sense of smell. So if you notice that they're coming into your yard in certain locations under a fence or using a particular area to come through, putting ammonia-soaked rags or sponges in that area where at a few locations that'll actually let the coyote know that this is your territory and they're not welcome there. The ammonia is a strong scent that the coyotes do not like, and that should deter them from coming into your yard. Another method of keeping coyotes out of your yard is to install fencing. The fencing must be at least 6 foot tall and have 18 inches buried under the ground to keep the coyotes from digging underneath. They're great diggers, and a fence at ground level is easy for them to get under. Anything less than 6 feet will be easy for them to jump over. So that's just another method, albeit expensive, another method to keep coyotes from coming into your yard. If your attempts to make your yard inhospitable are not successful and the coyotes continue to come into your yard, especially while you're present, then there is something you can do called hazing. Hazing is a method of scaring the coyote away without hurting them. So to haze a coyote, make yourself look as big as possible, raising arms up over your head, and in a forceful, loud voice, yell at the coyote and tell them to get away. So if you do this, the coyote should turn and walk away or run out of your yard. But it must be very forceful. It's not exactly what you say, it's how you say it. For example, if the coyote is approaching you, raise your arms over your head and as loud as you can say, "Hey, get away! Get away!" If you move toward the coyote should retreat. If it stops and turns and looks at you, continue moving to the coyote in a very loud, forceful voice, and the coyote should leave the premises. Hazing a coyote in this way twice. Sometimes they will come back. Usually after 2 hazing encounters, the coyote will no longer come near your yard. They will learn to be afraid of humans, and you're helping that coyote to stay wild and be unhabituated to humans. Other things that can help you accomplish this, if your voice isn't as loud, you can fill a can with some rocks and put a piece of duct tape over the top. This is called a Coyote Shaker. You can shake it loudly while you raise your arms up, and using your voice, it makes a lot of noise. You can even throw the can at the coyote and it'll bounce. You're not so much trying to hit them, just something coming towards them will scare them away. Rubber balls, tennis balls also are good for that. Even sticks or rocks can be used. Another thing you can do is to squirt the coyote with liquid. Using a squirt gun and some vinegar, load the squirt gun with vinegar, and if the coyote approaches, yell at it and shoot it with your squirt gun. The vinegar, hit it anywhere in the body. The smell of the vinegar will drive the coyote away and make them less likely to return. If this is also unsuccessful, a garden hose can also work. If you're out in the yard watering or you have the garden hose nearby, spray as hard as you can at any part of the coyote as you're yelling at it, always in conjunction with yelling at it, and that will help the coyote to understand that it is not welcome in your yard and it won't return. Remember, don't haze a coyote that's injured, cornered, or has pups with it, as they can become quite aggressive and may actually attack. Please also don't haze any of the coyotes you see here at Wood Lake Nature Center when you're visiting. We like to have the coyotes here, and this is their territory. So if you have questions or concerns about the coyotes in the neighborhoods, please call Wood Lake and discuss your concerns with us. We'd be glad to help you out and help you to understand that coyotes can be great neighbors.